In figure number 1, a ground fault circuit interrupter receptacle is added at the end of a row of duplex receptacles for single location protection. The first outlet is connected to the source and 2-wire cable runs from box to box. All wires are spliced with a pigtail at the devices to pass current to the next. The load terminals on the GFCI are not used and it does not protect the other receptacles in the circuit. In figure number 2, one ground fault circuit interrupter protects multiple duplex receptacles coming after it, known as multiple location protection. 2-wire cable runs from the GFCI to all the following outlets. The line terminals on the GFCI are connected to the circuit source and the load terminals are connected to each following outlet with a pigtail splice. This keeps each duplex receptacle connected directly to the GFCI. This outlet is commonly used for a heavy load, such as a large air conditioner. The outlet should be wired to a dedicated 20 amp, 240 volt circuit breaker in the service panel using 12 2AWG cable. With wiring a 20 amp 240 volt appliance receptacle, both the black and white wires are used to carry 120 volts each, and the white wire is wrapped with black electrical tape to label it hot. This circuit doesn't make use of a neutral wire, and the ground wire is connected to the ground terminal on the device. The slots are configured to accept only plugs from compatible appliances. A 30 amp circuit was once the norm for large, high voltage appliances like clothes dryers and kitchen ranges. These receptacles are no longer permitted in new installations, but are still in use where they already exist. This receptacle provides 240 volts and 30 amp service. A 3-wire cable is needed to carry two 120 volt wires, and a neutral return for a total of 240 volts. This arrangement makes it possible to power the heating elements in the appliance, using the two 120 volts combined, and 120 volt alone to power timers and lights. The smallest cable allowed for use with a 30 amp circuit is 10 gauge, but 8 gauge may also be found in some of these circuits. The circuit is wired to a dedicated 30 amp circuit breaker. This is a newer version of the outdated 30 amp receptacle appearing in the previous slide. This circuit is used for a new clothes dryer outlet installation. This receptacle has a ground connection not found in the older 30 amp circuit for added protection. A 30 amp outlet like this requires 10-3 cable with ground. The cable contains two 120 volt wires, a neutral wire, and a ground wire. This receptacle is connected to a dedicated 30 amp circuit breaker and provides a total of 240 volts to power the dryer heating elements, and 120 volts to power lights and other features of the appliance. This wiring diagram is used for 50 amp appliance outlets. The receptacle should be wired to a dedicated 50 amp circuit breaker, using number 6 AWG cable wire. The 50 amp circuit is required for new installations of some large appliances requiring 240 volts. Two wires carrying 120 volts each can be combined to provide high voltage to heating circuits, and one of the 120 volt wires can serve lights or other low voltage circuits in the appliance. The neutral wire provides a return path for the circuit, and the ground wire provides extra protection not found on older 240 volt appliance hookups. As the title screen of this video suggests, this is the third installment of my DIY house circuit layout and connection series. In this series, I will be covering essential topics to help you understand and manage your home's electrical system safely and efficiently. By the end of this series, you'll have the knowledge and confidence to tackle your own electrical projects and ensure that your home's electrical system is running smoothly. Future topics to be covered will include panel wiring. Learn how to properly wire your electrical panel, including identifying circuits, connecting breakers, and ensuring proper grounding. Receptacle connections. Understand the wiring and installation of duplex receptacles, GFCI receptacles for added safety, NFCs to protect against electrical fires. Appliance receptacles. Discover how to wire 20 amp, 30 amp, and 50 amp 240 volt appliance receptacles for various household appliances. Light switch wiring. Master the basics of wiring light switches, including single pole, 3-way, and 4-way switch configurations for controlling lighting throughout your home. Stay tuned for upcoming videos where I dive deeper into each of these topics, providing step-by-step instructions, safety tips, and troubleshooting advice to help you successfully complete your DIY electrical projects. Don't miss out on future installments of my do-it-yourself house circuit layout and connection series and empower yourself to take control of your home's electrical system. You can directly access my StanStore courses at this website. https://lowercase stan.store/uppercase G, uppercase V. This is the end of this third video.